Welcome to Mont-Sainte, Canada. My name's Mark Seagull and we'll be bringing you a double header today. Round 3 of the Downhill World Cup and Round 6 of the Cross Country World Cup. But first off the downhill, we've asked the second round winner Marcus Klausmann to describe the course for us today. Klausmann, the young hot chili rider, hasn't been riding on the circuit long.
Willkommen hier in Mont-Sainte.
Here he is.
Ich bin Marcus Klausmann.
He's saying hello, welcome to Mont-Sainte. My name is Marcus Klausmann.
Und ich möchte euch kurz
and I won the last downhill in Nevergal.
Und ja, los geht's.
And he says, now I'll explain the course to you.
In diesem Teil der Strecke ist es sehr, sehr eng. Die Bäume stehen wahnsinnig eng beieinander. Es ist sehr
and he's saying this part of the course is very narrow and very technical.
Genau im Kopf behält und dass man die Spur, wo man sich ausgedacht
hat, been raining earlier on in the week,
wirklich schnell fahren kann.
But conditions today are quite good.
An dem Teil, wo die Strecke unter der Gondel durchführt, ist es sehr, sehr schnell. Man muss aufpassen, dass man
this part of
die
course is
Bremsrinne
very
nicht zu
fast,
stark und zu hart erwischt
but it's also muddy as well.
Sehr, sehr staubig hier, ein tiefer Sand.
And it breaks up
und
quite a
das
bit.
ist eigentlich das größte Problem hier.
And that's the greatest problem here today. Starts at 780 meters, has a length of 4.1 kilometers, and it drops by 582 meters itself. This is a course to test every rider on the circuit, and most of the riders were saying beforehand that this is the one they want to win on most. You have to be supremely fit to win here, and you have to be technically adept as well. It had the difficulty of the Cap d'Aille course in France, but the speed of the Kamikaze in America. We're on the lower section of the course now, and you can see it's very, very fast, and it's just a question of hanging on and hoping here. It's going to pump the riders' arms. Their hands are going to hurt through the sheer braking effort that's needed. And they'll storm over the line.
So, jetzt habt ihr einen kleinen Eindruck über die Strecke bekommen, wie schwierig die ist, die entscheidenden Stellen.
Marcus is saying that
ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen und
you know the course.
Wir sehen uns im Rennen.
He hopes you like it, and I'll see you at the race. The riders warm up just beforehand. But we have the women going off first, and it's 1994 world champion Missy Giove who storms out of the start gate. Missy has been having a bit of a rough time so far this season. Her confidence has been shattered somewhat by the sheer brilliance of Anne-Caroline Chausson, who's won the previous 2 rounds in the World Cup. Giove came second at Panticosa. She was 8 seconds down on Anne-Caroline Chausson. But at the next round in Nevergal, she was 14 seconds down, almost 15 seconds down, but she's going quite well today. It's 5:42.57. That will be a good time to beat. Anything around that time, 5:40, 5:50. She didn't look too happy though. This is her fellow countrywoman, Marla Streb. Been riding quite well in the World Cup this year. First round she had a 13th place, and then she was better in the second round. She was 8th at Nevergal. She's pushing quite a big gear there. You can't really see much in this technical section, but you can see the bike slipping all over the place. Matter of concentration there. And of course, it was this course last year that Miss Joe broke her collarbone, put her out for the rest of the season. She was quite disappointed coming fourth in the Worlds at the end. She knew that her World Cup season was blown. But Lisa Scher's got to be 5:42.57, as you heard the commentator saying there. What's it going to be for Scher? 5:41.60. And that's not a bad time for Scher. Not a bad time at all, for the Marin rider. She'll be very happy with that. And this is Mercedes Gonzalez, the GT rider, teammate of David Baker on the cross country. Teammate of Juliana Furtado, the cross country rider as well. This ex-motocrosser, technically she's superb. If anything, she lacks a little bit of fitness. And for a downhiller, dare I say it, she's fairly old. She's 32 years old, but she's still riding not too badly. She didn't take that corner very well, though. Doesn't seem to be controlling the bike that well. This bottom section of the course, she's going to be very, very tired.
Remember, the time to beat now is 5:41.60 of Marla's Krebs. Will she do it? As Gonzalez bears down. Speedy Gonzalez.
She just jumps over that bump there. She's out of the saddle. She's pedaling really hard.
But where will she be? Et c'est une troisième position pour Mademoiselle Gonzalez.
And that's a 5:45. She's in third spot at the moment. And this is number 11, Lisa Scher, coming through, the Marin rider. Teammate of Marla Streb from Tahoe City, California. Not a very powerful rider, Lisa Scher. Rides mainly on the American circuit. Did quite well in the World Cup last year. She came 13th, 15th at the World Championships, but she's really putting the hammer down now. And Lisa Scher comes through in fourth spot at the moment, 5:46. Nobody's broken the 40 mark yet. But what a good ride from Lisa Scher, teammate of Marla Streb. But this is Nolwenn Lecaillère, winner here last year with a double French header it was. Frank Romain won the men's race, a double French header. Such a good prospect, Nolwenn Lecaillère. Same age as Caroline Chausson, just a little bit younger. She was so dominant before Chausson was on the scene, but she's fought back well. Hasn't quite come to terms with Chausson at the moment, but she's a very good rider, and it was a big surprise to everyone last year when she won. They didn't think that this petite, diminutive rider would do so well on a pedaling course such as this. But she's really hammering now. What's the time going to be? It's 5:41.02. She takes the lead. She moves into first spot. She'll be very, very happy with that. But this is Chausson wearing the white leaders jersey, the white World Cup leaders jersey. Absolutely obliterated the opposition in the previous two rounds. At Panticosa and Nevergirl. Panticosa in Spain, in the Spanish Pyrenees. And at Nevergirl, she was 15 seconds in front of Missy Giove. She's put on a bit of weight in the winter. She's pumped a bit of iron. Technically, she's always been very good. Now she's a lot stronger, and she's a lot fitter as well. She doesn't look too composed down that technical section there, but it's deceiving. She does manage to make up a lot of time on this pedaling section though. slides the bike round that corner. She looks quite wild though at the moment. Not her usual composed self for Chasson. Don't think she'll be that happy with the way she's riding at the moment. Mind you, it is, as I say, deceiving. This junior world champion, so annoyed when she was put down from the senior race last year at Kirchstarten, but she's riding very well at the moment. Takes a minute 5:28.04, obliterates the previous fastest time. What a fabulous ride from Chasson. She didn't look half as composed as she usually does, and she still manages to take 12 seconds out of her nearest challenger. Even though she's first at the moment, don't think she'll be totally happy with that ride. But this is Mongoose rider, the current world champion, Lee Donovan, who's been somewhat eclipsed in the European rounds of the Downhill World Cup so far this season. She's only, dare I say, only had 2 6th places at Panticosa and Nevergal. She was a long, long way back behind Caroline Chasson in Nevergal. Over 30 seconds. What's she going to do today? She was very fast in qualifying. She came 9th in the World Cup last year. But she only did the US round. She only did 3 rounds. She had 2 third places and a 6th, so she's a very, very good rider, and I think she's extending herself now. This Mont-Sainte course is more of a course that's composed of the typical European circuit plus the American and North American type of circuit. It's fast on the bottom section, technical on the top and middle section. From Orange County, California. She's a very, very good dual slalom rider. In fact, she won the dual slalom yesterday here, along with her teammate Brian Lopez. And she's really putting the hammer down now. Her time is going to be very, very good. It's close to Anne-Caroline Chasson's, and it's even better. It's 5:23.05. That's a fabulous ride, and she is really happy. The world champion has won her first World Cup race. Well, she couldn't get much happier than that, could she? Lee Donovan, the Mongoose rider from Mission, Orange County, takes the win. It's congratulated by Mercedes Gonzalez, the American GT rider. They're obviously very, very pleased. It's the first American win in the Downhill World Cup. I think she's going to go out and have a drink after this, isn't she?
I am so happy. I can't even explain to everyone what it means to me. I went to Europe and I got my butt royally kicked. So I wanted to come here to Quebec, where I get 6th place for the last 3 years in a row, and I wanted to win here. So thank you for everyone for coming out.
And obviously a very happy woman. There you have confirmation of the result. Lee Donovan first, and Caroline Chasson 5 seconds down in 2nd spot. Nolvin Lacaille 18 seconds down. Marla Streb 4th and Missy Gio 5th. Join me after the break. Let me just inform you that back in the women's race, Karen van Meerbeek, the British rider, came 17th. But now we go back to Mike King, the 1993 GT world champion. Had a 2nd place so far this season at the previous round in Nevergal, Italy, and 4th at the one before that, Panticosa. This is the type of course that King would like to do well on. He's a very strong rider. So far this season, he's really hammered. He's really had a no-holds-barred type of style. He realised that the competition is getting so tight now that in order to do well, you really have to ride practically on the limit. And believe me, these guys are going very, very fast. Some people have been clocked to over 80 kilometres an hour. And King is obviously doing very well. The on-site commentator is saying that he's doing well. He is doing very well. 4 minutes 50 seconds. King moves into first place. Fabulous riding from him. The GT riders obviously put a lot of effort into this race today. But this is a man the British people will be interested in, Steve Peat, riding for mountain biking UK Nike. That's such a marvellous result at the first round in Panticosa. He came second. Such talent this guy's got. Wasn't so lucky in the second round though. Had a crash in front of the British photographer Malcolm Fearon and came 12th, unfortunately. He reckoned he'd have been just outside the top 5 if he hadn't have crashed. But that's the nature of this game. You've got to stay on the bike.
Certainly had a good season.
But he's looking good so far. He's the second British rider at the Worlds last year. He came 13th at Kirchsarten, was 32nd over in the World Cup, but he's really powering down now. This is where it'll take a lot out of the riders. They need to be so fit, and he moves into second spot, 4:56.13 for Steve Peat. A good ride from Peat. Now we go straight to Gianluca Bononomi, the Bianchi Martini rider from Italy. 30 years old. Riding the monocoque framed Bianchi bike. Hasn't done too well this season though. He was outside the top 20 in Panticosa. And he was only 15th at Nevergale, so he'll be wanting to do a good race today. As we catch him on the lowest section just before the finish. Bononomi's really hammering. Don't forget he's got a time at 4:56 to beat if he's to move past Steve Peat. And it's 4:54. He moves into second spot, just behind Mike King. He will be very happy with that. But this is Michael Ronning riding for Gary Fisher. Rode for GT last year, the Australian rider, 20 years old. Another very, very talented youngster. And of course, another one of the Australian protégés from the Australian Institute of Sport. All types of sport going on there. That's where they honey their best athletes.
He is from Cairns, Australia.
Quite a big rider.
Very promising talent.
But again, he's putting the hammer down. Very good trials rider as well. And he came 14th over in the World Cup last year. What's his time going to be today? It's 4:53. He moves into second spot, ahead of Bononomi and Steve Peat. The times are so close at the moment, and it's Nicolas Vullios going off next, the GT rider. He's been somewhat mystified by his 2 previous third places. I think he was a little overconfident coming into the season. I think he felt he might have been doing what Anne-Caroline Chasson was doing in the women's section. But he's not been doing that. 2 third places and he's disappointed. That shows the sort of quality this guy is. Only first place will do for him. He's won a world championship every year he's been riding internationally. 3 junior world championships, topped off by the senior world championships in his first year last year. He's looking good at the moment. The GT rider who came second last year here at Mont-Sainte. What's it going to be this year? Don't forget he's got 4:50 to beat. 4:50.41 and it's 4:51.65. for Vuillau's. He's in second place. He will be disappointed with that. And we haven't seen much of this man, Samuel Herencarado. Another Italian rider. We haven't seen much of him on the circuit this year. Did so well last year. He came 5th overall. This former luge rider, national team member of the Italian luge team. If anything, he lacks a little bit of power, but he's so consistent usually, or he was last year, 5th in the World Cup and 11th in the World Championships. He's not doing too badly at the moment. He didn't finish the first round at Panticosa, but he was 13th at Nevergal. He'll be hoping to do a lot better today, and it looks like he will do. I'm sure he will. Don't forget, he's got 450 to beat for Mike King. What's it going to be for Corrado? It's 452.31. Herencarado moves into 3rd spot at the moment. And now we go to World Cup leader Thomas Misser. It's been somewhat of a revelation so far this season, but if you look back on his overall record for the past 3 or 4 years, it's no surprise really. He came 2nd at the Junior Worlds way back in 1991. Came 2nd, in fact, the year after as well at Bromont. It's taken a little bit of time to ease into the Senior World Championships and World Cup, but this year he's really blasted onto the scene. A little bit wild round that corner there, but he's very good technically, and he's got the support of his father at the moment. His father, who owns a cycle shop just outside Barcelona. Thomas's brother Pau Misser also rides the downhill. Not quite as talented as Thomas. Didn't finish here last year. In fact, his best result last year was at the finals in Kaprun, the World Cup finals. He had a 3rd place there. In fact, he didn't do the US rounds of the World Cup last year, but he's doing very well at the moment. The World Cup leader is looking good. He's letting the bike do all the work at the moment. He looks a lot faster than everyone else. He's out of the saddle, pedaling away. He knows he's got a very good time at the moment. He had his first World Cup win at Panticosa. What's this going to be? It's going to be his 2nd World Cup win. Thomas Misser goes through in 4:48.27. That is fabulous riding from Misser. He is very pleased, just like Lee Donovan in the women's race. Oh, he's being congratulated, as I said, by his brother Pau Misser. The 2 Spanish riders who are extremely good dual slalom riders as well. They can't believe it. This is his 2nd World Cup win. He's 2.14 seconds in front of King. And he's breathing very hard. He's obviously worked so hard to get this win.
Tired but very happy, Thomas. Yeah. I want to demonstrate that I win in Spain is not a casualty. It's because I down really fast.
Do you like this course?
Yeah, it's a nice course. Very hard. Technical, fast. It's crazy, it's fantastic.
Did you know before you go down that Mike King has pointed the 4:50 time?
No, I don't know. I listen something, but I know that if I make my down, I can make a good time, and that is what happened.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Thomas said it all there. He wins by 2.14 seconds from Mike King, 3.38 seconds from Vuillau's, 4.04 seconds from Corrado Herin, and 5.02 from Michael Ronning. British rider Steve Peat 7th and Rob Warner 9th. And we're giving you some impressions of the dual slalom.
Everybody move on before the night is over. Everybody move, feel the passion and keep on moving. Everybody move, everybody move on.
Hello, I'm Bob
There you have some,
I'm
the
from
winners of the
Holland,
dual
and I'm
slalom.
World Champion 1996, and we're gonna inspect the course, and I shall tell you something about the track. The first section it's very important because it's after the first uphill, and we have a very technical downhill. It's very steep, and it's important to be in a good position, especially when it's crowdy in the beginning, and take your good line, take a good downhill, and especially when it's raining, it's technical, slippery with the rocks and everything like that. So it's important to have a good position. The second part, it's the second climb of the track from the course. It's an easy climb, but it's hard to do. Riders can pass each other very easy. It's good to pass, and it's easy to do. You can ride it with the middle gear in the front and I think the 4 gear in the back. After that we have the bridge. The bridge is a new part of the course with last year. Last year we ride the other direction with this year, and with the bridge we can cross each other. The first time you come over the bridge and the second time under. After the bridge we have a very steep downhill where you can lose your brakes and go very fast. Now we have the single track in the woods. It's difficult to pass, so you have to take your good position there, because it's very technical. It's steep uphill, and with roots, rocks, and when it's raining Sunday it's difficult to ride. This is a very technical track. It's with a high speed. I think it's a short race, and good riders for this course, I think it's Rune Hoydal, Thomas Friesknecht, and also Miguel Martinez.
And of course, Bob Brandon.
We shall see Sunday.
What a humble rider there, Bart Brentjens, the 1995 world champion. Gave us a good impression of the course. Came 5th in the World Cup last year, of course. He won the inaugural men's VTT Tour de France, the off-road Tour de France. But we spoke to Regina Morunda, the leading German rider, just before the race. And she's saying that today she's very, very relaxed. She's got her Olympic ticket, so there's just no pressure on her. And she's very happy about that qualification. Maybe that'll give her a boost for today's race, who knows? She is the leading German rider. Again, she's saying this. She just loves the fact that she's riding in the Olympics.
What do you expect today?
To finish. That's my greatest expectation. I don't know. I just want to ride and have fun, and we'll see how it goes.
As you can see, what a happy-go-lucky rider Eva Sorvalo is. Just on the start grid there, next to Julie Furtado, second place in the World Cup at the moment, with Caroline Alexander, the British rider, right next to her. Caroline's been riding a lot recently, not only off-road, but she's been riding on the road. She's hoping to qualify for the Olympics as well. But it's Gunn-Rita Dahl, number 6, who's leading the pack out. Alison Seidel, World Cup leader, blue jersey leader, just on her wheel. This is, as Bart says, going to be a very hard race. The women are doing almost 29 kilometers, 5 laps of the circuit. And it was somewhat of a surprise last week when Julie Furtado only got 10th place at Bromont. And this is the fast section that Bart Brent Jens was telling you about. And this is Seidel, already got a massive gap on the next riders. That looked like Gunrita Dahl going through there. I'm not sure who it was in front of her though. Not sure who that rider is either. But that's Regina Marunda, number 20, in second spot at the moment, riding extremely well, in fact out of her skin. She keeps this up, this will be her best result. Her previous best was a 12th spot in the first round way back in Portugal, in Lisbon. And then she was 13th at the last round in Bromont. Obviously Olympic qualification is doing her the world of good, as it is either of us, Olvasova Low and Gunrita Dahl. Mind you, Dahl isn't riding the Olympics. The Norwegians haven't got any women riding. And that's Tammy Jacks, number 13. That looks like Shari Kane, who hasn't shown that much in the top 10 so far in the World Cup. Shari Kane has had a 10th, a 12th, an 11th, but just peaked inside. She had a 9th spot at Helen in Georgia on her home patch, the Richie rider. But Seidel way out in front, as she has done so far this season. Had 4 first places and an 11th. Mind you, that 11th place, she crashed. That was at Georgia in Helen. Crashed the day before the race. Put off her stride somewhat. She went right over the bars. But Olvasova Low in second spot. And already the leading contenders are way out of sight of the rest of the bunch. That's Marunda and Dahla. She's riding the World Cup circuit for the first full season this year. First blasted onto the scene at Plymouth last year. That's Ruthie Mathis, number 23. Haven't been seeing much of her recently. Won the World Cup way back in 1992, Ruthie Mathis. She won the World Championships in 1991. I think that was number 8, Sarah Ballantyne, going through there. It was indeed, it was a Univega Louis Garneau rider. A veteran of the World Cup scene. Marunda going through, Dahla right on her tail. These riders dicing it out together. Whoa! Whoa, what a heavy fall there for the Bianchi rider. I'm not sure who that is. That's number 38, Laura Blanco Guerrero. Obviously got to work on her technical ability there for Laura. Seidel is going so well this season. Just before today's race, in fact she finished a road race on Wednesday. She's been picked for the Canadian road team as well as the Canadian off-road team. But Olvasova Low, after her disappointing season last year when she was only 18th, has come into some serious form this season. She had a second at Helen in Georgia. But she's got a lot to do to catch up to this woman, Alison Seidel, the 2-time world champion. Riding out of her skin, and I'm hearing over the headphones that Julie Furtado is way down there. Oh my word, Olvasova Low really lets it go there. That's going to hurt her. She's just got to take her time. Just ride herself back into some rhythm, but she's got a big gap over the next few riders. Well, she had a big gap. She hasn't got a big gap anymore. That was Regina Marunda coming through. Orvasova Lowe's going to have to work really hard as Seidel goes down this extremely technical section. Her downhill descending. Her descending is getting very good. Orvasova Lowe takes the better choice for her after that fall. She runs down this section. Sometimes it's a lot better than riding, a lot quicker. She's obviously got a bit more of a gap between herself and Marunda. And that's Dala coming off there. Lots of tree roots here. When these riders are tired, it's so difficult to keep your concentration. But this woman Seidel's having no problems. As I said, she's been picked for the Canadian road team as well as the mountain bike team. Orvasova Lowe's going to have to do a lot of work to catch up with her. I was saying earlier, Julie Furtado, she's way down the field now. She's having a little bit of motivational problems so far this season. I think that must be because of the Olympics. And I'm also hearing over the headphones that Caroline Alexander, the British rider, has packed. That's unfortunate. Caroline's been going so well this season. She's in a solid third place in the World Cup so far. Had her best result last week at Bromont, came second. Didn't quite get the win that she so wants. Again, Seidel elects to ride down this section. Does it very well indeed. Orvasova Lowe picks the running choice yet again. That fall has obviously had an effect on her. And this is teammate Tammy Jacks coming through. Riding very well indeed, Tammy Jacks. If she keeps this up, this will be her best result of the season. But she's going to have to keep this woman off her back wheel, Regina Marunda. Seidel's virtually time trialling her way around the course today. With Julie Furtado and Caroline Alexander out of the picture, she's virtually on her own. She's not having to do that much work just to stay in front. She's so fit, an exceptional sprinter as well. And that's Tammy Jacks coming down there. And it looks like Seidel is going to get the win she wanted. This will be her 5th win of the season. Fabulous stuff for Seidel. Fabulous stuff indeed. The Volvo Cannondale rider being congratulated there by team manager, and it looks like Eva Orvasova Lowe is going to get her second place of the season. The twin rider from the Slovak Republic now lives in Boulder, Colorado. Married to an American guy, Mr. Lowe, hence Orvasova Lowe. And his teammate Tammy Jacks coming through for 3rd spot. Brilliant ride for Tammy Jacks. She'll be very happy with that.
It was strong right from the beginning on, wasn't it?
Yeah, I felt good, so I thought I'd just go for it and see what I could do for the front.
Did it give any motivation to you, starting in front of your home country?
Oh yeah, the last 2 weeks I've wanted to win really badly. I've never won a World Cup in Canada before, and to win both is definitely really big satisfaction for me.
Oh, this is Regina Marunda. She's been congratulated on her 5th spot today. She's been asked, what a race, Regina, you should be very satisfied. And she said, yes, it's a great feeling to ride amongst the best riders in the world. And she's been asked, is there a difference for you today? Are you relaxed? And Regina's saying, yes, of course. Being qualified for the Olympics. And there you have confirmation of the result. Alison Seidel first in 1:38, Orvasova Lowe second, 1:39, Tammy Jacks third, Gunrita Dahl fourth, Regina Marunda 5th. Join me after the break for the men's cross country. Hey, the cross country men's World Cup. Thomas Frischneck leading the World Cup standings at the moment, with Miguel Martinez second behind him. Thomas is being asked how he's feeling today. Bit of an obvious question. Really, isn't it? He's just saying, we'll see after the race. He says, do you like the course? He said, yes, of course. It's a great course. I really like it. I've won here before, back in 94, 92, and this is Mike Kluger, fourth in the World Cup standings. He's been asked, he's been said, so far you've got better and better each race apart from Bromont. What do you expect here in Mont-Sainte? And he's saying, unfortunately, 2 days ago I became ill with bronchitis and it's made me weak. He says, I hope I'll do well in today's race, but I'm concentrating on the Olympics at the moment. You can see the men lining up there. 136 riders today, with the leading riders, of course, on the front of the grid. That was GT rider right in the middle, David Baker. But it's Christophe Dupuy, the Frenchman, lying fourth in the World Cup, who leads out the rest of the riders. Kluger right behind him, number 3, riding for his own self-sponsored team, Focus. And that was Andres Brenes, number 7. And look at the dust fly here. Incredible stuff. So important to get a good start. If you're left at the back, you're going to have a lot of work to do. And it's Dupuy and Kluger already at the front. Kluger has been a revelation so far this season. And that number 7, it wasn't Andres Brenes, in fact it was Alessandro Fontana, the Diamondback, the Italian Diamondback rider. But it's Lenny Christensen now who's moved to the front. Teammate of Rune Højdahl. Number 6, Lenny Christensen has also been a revelation in the World Cup, much like Kluger. Had some brilliant finishes. Came third at Houffalize, his favourite course, as the riders are really strung out now. And this is the section where Brent Yen said you just take your hands off the brakes and motor. Didn't quite say it like that, but I think he meant it, something like that. There's Miguel Martinez wearing the red jersey of the leading Espoir going through. That's the leading rider under the age of 23. Kluger, the yellow-shirted rider, just going through as well. He's dropped right off the front of the race. And that was Dupuy, number 4, being chased by Jan-Erik Ostergaard. I haven't seen much of him so far in the World Cup. And that's John Tomac, number 24. Good stuff, John Tomac. Gary Ford, number 10, going through there as well. And there's Baker, number 5. Been somewhat subdued over the past few races. David Baker, the GT rider, but Christensen riding... Pardon me, excuse me, riding so well. There's Martinez right back up into second place. That's Hubert Paluba. Number 17, there's Bayot Varbel, teammate of 3-time world champion Henrik Jernis going through. Christensen has got a lot more consistent so far this season. Was riding in the shadow somewhat of his teammate Rune Højdahl last year, but not so far this year. And that indeed is his teammate Rune Højdahl going through. 8th spot in the rankings at the moment. Nowhere near as dominant as last year when he had 5 World Cup wins. And that was Bayot Varbel, the BMW Proflex rider, going through. And this is on the 2nd lap now. Lennon Christensen doing so well. Had an 8th at St Vendel. He was 3rd at Houffalize, being chased by this triumvirate. Number 11, that's Jean-Christophe Savignoni, the European champion, riding for Cycles Lapierre. He's got Dupuy on his wheel, the Sun Chippy rider, number 4. With Hubert Paluba, the Italian Diamondback rider, right on their tail. And further back, 20 seconds down, is Miguel Martinez, Espoir leader, 2nd in the World Cup at the moment. He's got Rune Heudel on his tail, climbing so well. The diminutive pocket rocket, Miguel Martinez. Came second in the Senior World Championships last year. What a stunner that was as well. He won the Junior World Championships the previous year. No one expected him to come through into the seniors and just take second spot. He looked so confident as well. Heudel going down that descent there really well. But they're going to have a lot to do to chase this man, Lenny Christensen. He looks like he's made a determined effort to put a big gap between himself and the chasers.
35 seconds, guys.
Savignoni very disappointed at not being chosen for the French Olympic team. Miguel Martinez and Christophe Dupuy being chosen above him. Remember, only 2 spots in each country's team. Martinez and Dupuy for France, Baker and Ford for Britain. And so far it's only confirmed that Tinker Juarez will definitely be riding for the Americans. Savignoni is out to chase Lenny Christensen, and he's doing so well at the moment. In the Tour de France VTT last year, he was leading before he had a massive crash. Didn't break his leg, but his leg was in plaster from ankle to hip. He's now being chased by Dupuy, Paluba. In fact, that was Christensen going through there. Dupuy, like Orvis Overload, electing to run down this section. That's his cyclocross experience telling there. Savignoni, a cyclocross rider as well, doing the same thing. Whereas Martinez elects to ride. This lad is so confident. He said before the French had chosen their Olympic riders, he said that no way was he going to be a substitute. If they didn't pick him outright, he wouldn't be a substitute. There's confidence for you from the 20-year-old French rider. But why not? Second in the World Championships. He won the Espoir Cyclocross World Championships in January of this year, despite having a crash. In fact, he crashed with the British rider Roger Hammond. Whereas Hammond could only finish 19th, Martinez went on to win the race. And it's Savignoni who's doing the chasing here. Chasing very hard. He's got a point to make. He wants to show the French selectors that he's as good a rider as Martinez and Dupuy. But it's Martinez who's chasing him up this climb. Blowing really hard. But he's so strong, this little French rider. So strong. Rides for the all-dominant French team, the Team Sun. In fact, it seems like they're not as dominant in the downhill as they once were. Seems to be taking over in the cross-country. It was only at the second round this year that the French riders won their first World Cup race, and Martinez does it again. He likes talking to the camera. So relaxed. But it's Dupuy who's coming through for the win. Fabulous riding from the Team Sun rider. He must have caught Christensen on that last section. He comes through for his second win of the season. What a fabulous win for him. The previous 2 wins were for this man, Miguel Martinez. He won't be displeased with that. In fact, he bunny hops over the line. Miguel Martinez comes through for second place to go with his 2 previous first places. And his third before that. He's had a third, a first and a second. Fabulous stuff from Miguel Martinez. It's a French 1-2 at the moment. What's happened to Savignoni? In fact, it's a French 1-2-3. Savignoni comes through in 2:31 for third spot. What a marvellous result for the French. 1-2-3, that cannot be bettered. And it's the Italian rider, Hubert Paluba, coming through for fourth. He will be very happy with that ride. This is a first for everything. Thomas Frischknecht, in fact, dropped out, the World Cup leader, so it looks like Miguel Martinez is going to take over from him. And it's the dominant rider from last season, Rune Heudel, who comes through in 5th spot. He will be very happy with that result. He's been somewhat up and down this season. But there you have confirmation of the result. Dupuy in first, Martinez second, Savignoni third for a French 1-2-3. Paluba fourth, Runa Heidel fifth. Martinez takes over the lead, not only of the World Cup standings, but he's also leading the Espoirs as well. British riders, Nick Craig came 21st, and Ian Cuthbertson, the Kona rider, 22nd. Fabulous stuff. I'll see you next week for the cross country from Mount Snow. This is Mark Bicycle signing off.
Ja, wir sind mit dem Radl da.